Hey, good morning, Fight Kitties here. I'm Lady J.
And I'm Lexi, and it's time for Kickass and
Kickass and
Coffee.
coffee. It's funny. I felt a little slow with my coffee cup. I kick up. I'm like a second behind Lexi. Okay, más coffee. Let's get going.
More coffee. It's all right. So we have semi a lot to talk about. I feel like usually we have a lot to unfold, but there wasn't too much crazy things that happened over this weekend.
No, because we have to have a staff meeting where we pull out the whiteboard and plan for Wrestlemania mania.
Yeah.
That's another day. It's like you're going to watch 5 shows in one day. I'm like, that's like 15 hours of rest.
We're going to need a lot of coffee for that one.
Yeah.
A whole lot of coffee. But let's just get started with this Fight Buzz.
Okay. So in that nonsense, as I was trying to figure out, well, what do I want to watch? Because no one responded to the group text of, so what shows do you want to watch? I'm like, okay. Well, at first, to be honest, hey, good morning, Manuel.
Oh, good morning, Manuel. We missed you.
Yeah, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I know. I was like, I'm ready to be back. Get my cup of coffee. I'm also ready to see this match. Jon Moxley is confirmed for Joey Janela's Spring Break 6. Sorry. And at first, I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch the Janela Spring Break. There's like 5 other shows that I would. But I'm like, ooh, but Jon Moxley's going to be there against AJ Gray.
Ooh.
I'm interested. I'm not familiar with AJ Gray, but if Jon Moxley took this match, it has to be interesting.
Definitely has to be interesting. I think it'll be cool to watch live, but also like from here, I wonder because I feel like when for the AEW show, for example, there's a lot of stuff that gets like cut out. So I'm like wondering if we're gonna like miss a lot since we're watching it from our house.
Well, so AEW, I was like, Tommy Mac, like where's all the AEW stuff for like that whole WrestleMania week? And they're like, it's not really going on then. They're having their like Double or Nothing in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think they're kind of like stepping aside during that time. Oh, Mas, good mornings.
Oh, there is more good mornings.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs. Good morning. I actually remember the day that they came on. Can't forget that username.
All right, Keith has a good question, but I'm gonna put in the parking lot for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll put that in the parking lot. So let's take this picture down. We have X-Pac who challenges Joey Janela to a match at the GCW Spring. So that will also be very exciting to see.
Oh man. And then well, yeah, because it's like Joey Janela Spring Break, Joey Janela versus X-Pac, maybe. And then also during this WrestleMania mania of madness in Dallas, poor Dallas, they're just going to be bananas. So we're going to see John Morrison, aka John Superstar. I saw at AAA. I was like, John Superstar, what the heck? Well, we're going to see more of him for Bloodsport 8, and that's going to be that was on my list. I'm like, yes, I want to watch Bloodsport. Ooh, John Morrison's going to be there. That should be interesting.
That'll be epic. I'm wondering because I saw like that big list. I'm like, some of these times overlap. Like it's crazy. If you're like there in person and you want to like go to see a few things, you got to like pick your battles.
Yeah. It's like, where am I going to go? How far is it from one place to the other? So like, there's also going to be WrestleCon, and New Japan is going to be there. The New Japan Strong. They're going to have this Lone Star Showdown event with Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson. I know, facing Tomohiro Ishii. I'm like, oh, thank God I can like watch most of this on TV.
Yeah, and I imagine that you must be like being there in person must be exhausting.
I would think so too. I put on my like trainers and stretchy pants, and
I'm gonna need a vacation from that vacation, because that would be like, so, I feel like it's gonna be like a really long day. I mean, especially if you're trying to see everything, because there's just so much to do. Like,
Oh yeah. You
kind of
have to pick
overwhelming.
what are the top 5 every day. Am I going to
Yes.
be up for pancakes and pile drivers and the like 2 a.m. show?
2
Crazy.
a.m.
Some of them are crazy times. They
Oh
just
my.
go. I know some of the ones I want to watch is like there's one at 12 noon and there's also one at 12 midnight. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep. You have no
Wow.
life.
That's gonna be crazy. Well, please let us know if anyone's gonna be going to WrestleMania and that's watching us, or if you're gonna be like us watching it from home.
You could send selfies like, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here. Show us. Show us. And okay. And during this WrestleMania, WrestleCon,
Oh,
Lucha
yes.
Libre AAA is going to be showing up too. Because
They
why
sure
wouldn't they?
are.
Right?
Of course. I mean, how else are they going to expand WrestleMania weekend? I don't even know.
But AAA worldwide, they are looking to expand because they're not worldwide enough, apparently. So they're going to start during WrestleMania weekend on March 31st, and they have plans to regularly tour the states next year, 2023.
Wow.
They think that they can cross over more so than New Japan Pro Wrestling because of like the larger Hispanic Latino community in the States.
Okay.
However, I know like one of the most popular like stations is like Telemundo for like Spanish speakers.
Yeah.
But Telemundo is owned by NBC Universal. Universal works with WWE. I don't know if those two are going to play nice enough to like let them get some airtime.
I don't know. So they're basically trying to do their own version of like the New Japan's like US tour.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, that's going to be interesting to see. Because I feel like, especially with this tour that they have in the US right now.
Keith.
Yeah, Keith. Lucha Libre forever. But I think it's going to be definitely interesting to see. And a match I'm kind of interested in is the Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston match.
Oh, man. So remember we were talking about Gabriel Kidd taking some time off? I had seen his match with Eddie Kingston, and I was like, oh, Lord, that was insane. So, like, Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston.
Oh, boy.
The Mad King has a lot more action lately. That's going to be a really tough fight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be epic to see. And we'll be waiting. We'll definitely be waiting for that.
Yeah.
And so there was a video released, I believe this was yesterday, by Mick Foley on his YouTube channel. For any of you guys who didn't know, like I didn't until just this morning. He is like a YouTuber, and he's got a pretty good following. So he released a video that we have the entire clip we're going to show you guys. And he basically talks about Cesaro leaving WWE. And he's got a lot to say about it. He even begs for Vince to push Cesaro. I was like, ooh, what?
But like he's already, I mean, I guess you could always come back for the right deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, but let's check this out. Let's
check out this video.
Thoughts on the departure of Cesaro from WWE. I'm really disappointed because I have been one of Cesaro's biggest proponents for a long time. Ever since I saw him working in the independents in the early 2000s, saw him in Ring of Honor, 2005 or 2006. Vince McMahon just never saw in him what I saw and what so many of you saw, which was a world champion. But in this case, I feel like WWE's loss is the wrestling world's gain, because this guy, Cesaro, can work anywhere in the world. While AEW would obviously be a great destination for him, I'd love to see him just venture out, because he is one of those guys, just work everywhere, because he's one of those guys who can work any style with anyone, tear it down, have a great match. And I know when I left big companies in the past, I felt like the weight of the world was off my shoulders and I could spread my wings and fly. And I'm pretty sure that's how Cesaro feels right now. One of the greatest workers of his generation. And man, I just hate the idea that he gets branded as a guy that doesn't have whatever it is when so many of us see it in him. Why not give him a run just to see what would happen? I mean, he's come up big every time he's been handed the ball. He's run with it as far as he can until he's asked to hand it back. What a great pleasure it was to work with him when I was the Raw GM. I think the stuff I did with
Freaking Mick
him and
Foley is so
Sheamus.
cute.
I know, he's adorable. I was like, when I was watching the video, I was like, oh my God, he is so cute.
Hey, we got some hey.
Hi, Dean.
Good
How
morning.
you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
I think it's kind of interesting to kind of see his insight on it. And when he was on Steve Austin's Broken Skull session, he literally was begging to Vince McMahon to give Cesaro a chance. Like, he's like, you know, I think like he was, like he said in the video, you know, he has like this level of experience and like he does know he has potential, but they just don't use him. So how would they know that his capabilities, you know?
Is there anyone who's ever been able to change Vince McMahon's mind?
No.
I'm like, is there anybody who's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, Mick Foley. I will totally do it. I can't see anybody.
Yeah. I don't see that happening either. But it's kind of upset. What did Dean said, Lady J, did you retire already? No.
Yes. Drinking my coffee. This is retirement, baby.
Yeah. That's what it is. And Manuel said, hey, Mick Foley fan. I'm a big fan. Cactus Jack Mid-South Wrestling in Lafayette, Louisiana. Oh.
So yeah, Mick Foley has several personas.
Oh, he does.
Oh yeah. So I think I showed you the book where he's Mankind. He has like that crazy like Hannibal Lecter mask on.
Yes.
And then he's also Dude Love, which is like kind of a hippie, you know, peace and love tie-dye guy. And then Cactus Jack, which is kind of like his outlaw, like Western outlaw kind of character. So there was one match where he literally came in 3 times under his 3 different personas.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yes. We'll have to do some like historic wrestling history class.
That'll be a trivia.
All those silly things you need to know.
Yes. We'll do a fun trivia because that's the only way I'll learn.
We should keep that up.
Yeah, we should. And, you know, a lot of people were commenting saying that they learned a lot from trivia. So definitely let us know if you want us to bring it back for like a weekly thing. We'll come maybe like once a week or every other week. And
yeah, because, you know, the people have got to know that Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind and Mick Foley, they're all the same person.
They're all the same. And isn't Mick Foley, doesn't he like officiate weddings as well?
Yeah, and he's Santa Claus.
Yeah. Oh, he does it all. He's a man of many traits. Well, moving on to Alex Zane, who suffered a significant eye injury during Saturday's GCW, the Coldest Winter Show. It's required surgery for his eye now.
I totally believe it. There are days where I'm watching this stuff. I'm like, where's all that glass going? Like with the light tubes and stuff. I'm like, none of y'all are wearing protective eye care.
No, not at
Even the people in the front row, I'm like, there's glass flying around people. And you're sitting
I would show up with goggles, like suited up, ready for war. And so he suffered a ruptured globe during his like death match with Jimmy Lloyd on Saturday's show in LA and underwent surgery. He had to remove the glass from his eye. And
I hope he can see after this because that sounds crazy.
That would be terrible. And Zane went through panes of glass like on 4 different occasions, and he hit a senton through a glass pane and then caused laceration to his arm. So he's just all sorts of messed up from this match.
Do we have that Twitter video of him flipping? Oh my gosh.
Put this on the stream.
Commit yourself. It was a long time ago in Florida. Oh my God! At what cost?
Yeah, he freaking tore up his arm too. Oof.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm,
Absolutely not.
that is why they call these death matches.
That's quite literally what it feels like. I'm hurting from here, and I'm only hearing it. So, and we had a little bit of news right before, like literally seconds before we went on. So
Yeah.
it seems as though Toni Storm is going to be making her first post WWE appearance for Northeast Wrestling.
I'm like so tempted to start the chant, Toni, Toni, Toni. Okay.
And of course, her man will be there as well.
Juice Robinson. So yeah, this is your old backyard of the CT.
It sure is.
The Northeast Wrestling. Yeah. Too bad we're not over. Well, you'll kind of be back in that neck of the woods, but you'll be having some wintertime fun.
Yeah, wintertime. I'll be stuck in the mountains probably. Alrighty, guys. So let's move on to today's morning jab.
This one's kind of a funny story. Wait, okay, funny but not funny.
Funny but not funny. No.
Funny, not funny. So now they are, well, at least Keith Lee is an AEW star.
Yeah.
And so him and Mia Yim just got married, and everyone's like, yay, you're married. You know, I just imagine them at home kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
She's got like her hat on, and people are literally knocking at their front door to be like, hey, we love you. And she's like, yo, I'm trying to take a shower or whatever, or like take out the garbage. And
yeah,
you know,
it's kind of like crazy because I get the whole like fans wanting to meet, you know, their idols, but at the same time, it's like these people are like normal people just like us. Like I would hate it if I am just eating my breakfast and somebody came to my front door and was like, hey, I love you, let's take a picture. I'd be like, I love you too, but maybe not while I'm home. Like it just seems, and I remember like so where I'm from, I'm like very close to Rhode Island, so I drive there all the time, and Taylor Swift has a huge house on the beach, or she used to have a huge house on the beach there. And we used to walk by, but there's always like security. And now I realize it. I'm like, that's kind of creepy. Like if I was just like living there, like, and I was the famous one, and I just had random people that, you know, even though they support me, it's still like, you know, it's still
like, but I haven't brushed my teeth yet. Get out of here.
I don't even have my clothes on all the way. Like, what is going on?
So Mia Yim had to like put a statement out there. She's like, we love you. Please respect our space. Yeah. You can say what's up at the grocery store. Come on, Lady J. You should have done it while you were there.
Come on, Lady J.
Oh, man. Yeah, you can say, this is totally appropriate. Be like, what's up, Joseph?
Good morning.
Good morning. Yep.
You saw her at Whole Foods, right?
No, it was freaking Brian Cage at Whole Foods.
Oh, you saw Brian Cage at Whole Foods.
So the grocery store is fair game, but not playing a little ding dong dash at their house.
No ding dong dash. And so Drew McIntyre says he's bored with his current rivalry in WWE.
I don't blame him. I'm just a little surprised he said it out loud.
Yeah, he really vocalized that one. He says that he is bored with Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin because he's already beat them several times.
Okay. Well, you know, at least it's not just commentary going, we've seen it, we've done it, you've beat them, move on. Isn't there anyone else? I think someone was talking about Nikki Ash or ASH and that whole Rhea Ripley. They're like, we've seen it. You've already beaten her like 5 times. Is there no one else in the locker room? No one else in that locker room. Okay, I see how it is.
Oh gosh.
Wait, so does that, I mean, so if you're bored and you're saying it publicly, does that mean like when's Drew's contract up?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I wonder when he's going to ask for his release?
I mean, if he continues to be bored, he might. He just might. And although this next piece of news feels a little fluffy, it's kind of crazy. I feel like we did just speak about this. Like, feels like 2 weeks.
I had to double check this. I'm like, no, that's an old story.
No, it is very much new. So Tammy Sitch, is that her name? Tammy
Sitch,
Sitch,
aka Sunny. Sunny in her
Sunny.
heyday back here.
She was arrested again.
Again. You know, I
And,
was trying to like give her the benefit of the doubt when she's like, don't believe the media. Don't believe what you hear. You know, kind of like when Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy were like, don't believe everything you hear. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, maybe because I don't know anything. Like, I don't know her personally. Although I'm like, damn it, she got arrested again.
She did. And I'm just like, come on, girlfriend. What are we doing? She was arrested back in January. And we're
then she was,
in.
then again, like, what was it, 5 days ago?
Yeah. Then again, 5 days ago. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, it's definitely confirmed. Like, this is not like speculation. This is like 100% confirmed.
I
So
know. That's
I'm
sad.
kind of waiting to see if she releases a statement or if she says anything about it. But I don't know. We'll see.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a real jabby story right here. Controversial Kane. He was a heel. He's definitely, people are healing over these comments. I guess he was expressing on social media his support of Putin exercising the greater power, you know, and all the snowflakes reminding the radical left that weakness is not a virtue. And I'm like, okay, we're going to open this can of worms, aren't you?
I feel like, I don't know. I think it's a little too, I know he's controversial, Kane, but it's like, it feels a little too controversial.
I know,
Especially
Mike
that
here.
moment
And
where-
then people came out swinging.
yeah.
This is the jab is flying because
The-
freaking Hangman Adam Page ripped on him.
Yeah, he did. And Paige like responded in like a tweet with a video, like it was a montage of the big red machine taking like 10 ruthless chair shots to the head. And
Is that what
Paige,
he wanted to do?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
it's not a jab, it's a chair shot. We're going to give him the chair 10 times. The morning chair.
The morning chair shot. Guys, we're renaming the segment. That's it. It's the morning chair shot.
Give him the chair.
But it's like, okay, how do you not expect a reaction from somebody if you're going to post something like that, you know?
Yeah. So, oh, cute little Adam Page being so nice, sharing
Yeah.
his links to UNICEF, support the children of Ukraine. I'm like, oh, you're such a face now. You're like an extra face. You're like I pinch your cheeks face. Come here, let
That's
you pinch your cheeks,
hilarious.
Adam Page. Let's take care of the babies. I love you.
That's sweet. That makes me like him so much more now because I'm like, that's sweet. At least somebody is standing up or saying something in response because it's like, sorry, Kane, but that was really out of line. Like,
Yeah, social media is like,
yeah, especially with social media, like you'll get attacked if you say anything. So definitely maybe we keep comments to ourselves, Kane. Come on. And all right, let's see if we've got any comments before we move on to
Any comments? No, I'm surprised. I know we're not being jumped on right now.
I know, I'm like, it wasn't me, guys. I'm just saying the news.
Will to power, Lady J. Only the strong. Come on, it's Darwinism. Only the strong survive.
Alrighty, guys. So I don't see any comments, and so I think it's time that we move on to some fluffy news.
Fluffy news. This was a cute little fluffy story. Her nickname is the Spice Ranger.
The Spice Ranger.
Kayla
Kayla Sparks. She appeared on both WWE SmackDown and AEW on the same night.
Dang.
And yeah, that girl is just busy. I know I saw her like rookie challenge with Serena Deeb on Friday. And she pretty much got her butt handed to her. Sorry, Sparks, but she did.
It's funny. They make it sound like they have no idea what they're doing, but like she's big in the indie scene.
Really?
You know? She's not like straight out of like school.
Yeah, I mean, but the match, Serena Deeb just made it seem like as if she was straight out of school. I mean, she even grabbed she had like a robe on and grabbed her robe and like put it on her neck and was like going like that to it. And I think
Serena Deeb is vicious.
she is vicious. She sure is. And yeah, so we have this picture, and Sparks was on the receiving end of 2 smooches from Los Lotarios.
Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
Yes, during their now
She looks
trademarked
so freaking cute there.
That's adorable.
I didn't know they were doing like a kissing camera, like at the, regular sports games, like basketball games or whatever.
That's so cute.
That's
funny. I see so many. It's like kiss cam gone wrong. Have you seen any of those?
No, but I believe it.
It's so funny. It's hilarious. My favorite is there's one where it's like a girl, and I'm pretty sure it's her boyfriend, and she like hints at her boyfriend that like the camera's on them, and he's like eating, totally disregards her, so she goes to the guy next to her and gives him a kiss. Oh gosh, the kiss cam is hilarious.
Kiss cam. But okay, so before we move on, Kayla Sparks, it wasn't her first time on AEW. She's previously wrestled Thunder Rosa and Riho. Those are big name girls to be having matches with. Like, they're little dark matches, but you know what? It's not like, they threw her in there with a nobody. She could hold her own. She could dance. So they brought her the top girls.
She sure can. And moving on to our NXT girl, Ivy Nile. Now, we saw her in person, and man, is she just as ripped.
Yeah, we were like, who is that?
That girl is made of steel, basically, but she's surprisingly so much shorter than I anticipated. I'm like, she is built. She is like so.
She's just ripped. And like just shredded, tiny little buff thing.
Yeah, I love it. And so she's engaged.
Aww,
look at her.
Mushy pants.
It's so weird to see her with her hair down. I'm used to the slick back, serious bun. Like, oh, that's sweet. And even her nails are all done. She is like super, she looks really happy.
She does. Good for her. All right. Done with this fluffy news.
Yes. Let's move on to Lady J's favorite time of the day.
I got my shirt on today.
Oh, yeah. It is time for some Keeping It Strong style.
Okay, so we talked about Hikaru Shida a while ago. She had that injury from Serena Deeb.
Yes.
And then she went back to Japan to heal up or whatever. And she kind of talked about how hard it was to be in the States. And so we haven't seen her since January. And now she's making an official return March 19th, but not at AEW. She's going to be going back to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling at their Grand Princess event. Oh my goodness.
That is going to be so exciting. That is their Grand Princess 22 event in Sumo Hall.
In the Sumo Hall.
That's cute. And she is set to go up against Hikari Noah. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm glad she's wrestling again. I'm just a little surprised that she's hanging. It's probably much easier for her to hang out in Japan, and like the Joshi Pro girls are amazing.
Yeah. What's the Princess event? I've never heard of that.
I think it's like one of their big pay-per-views,
Oh, nice.
I know we love it, but we gotta like get on the ball with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Are you crunching? Are you eating potatoes?
I hear it's super staticky. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, back for some New Japan Pro Wrestling. So they had yet another episode of New Japan Strong just a few days ago, February 26th. And I like the New Beginning USA tour. And so this card featured Carl Fredericks versus Ethan HD, El Fantasmo versus Matt. Oh my goodness, Rewold. Sorry, dude. And then the Strong Openweight Championship, Tom Lawler versus Taylor Rust. And lastly, in New Japan news, Kota Ibushi was just pulled from the New Japan Cup. We haven't seen him since the G1 climax because he hurt his shoulder when he totally missed his Phoenix Splash. And so his first match that was lined up against the Great O'Khan is going to have to be a forfeit.
I'm back. Sorry,
Yay!
guys. My phone just decided to completely shut off on me. So
Yay!
not sure what happened, but it's okay. I'm back.
glad
She's
you're
on my computer.
Okay. So I just finished the New Japan Strong Style news. I got to go back to Keith.
Yes.
Keith is like, is Shane McMahon really challenging Hulk Hogan to a match at WrestleMania? I saw that. That was a definite. I'm like, where is my tinfoil hat? And Dean is like, Shane McMahon might win. I'm like, didn't he just get fired?
Yeah. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's a story. He was at the oh goodness, what arena? He was at an arena with his boys, and there was like a historic picture of Hulk Hogan up on the wall, and he took a selfie in front of it going, "Hey Hulk Hogan, you got one more in ya? Like you got the juice in you to do one more WrestleMania?" But like he hasn't. I think it's been like, come on, Wrestleverse. Like, was it 2006? The last time Hulk Hogan did a match for WWE. He did a little bit of work of TNA. I saw that silly. We went to the wedding of his daughter on TNA. But yeah, Shane McMahon versus Hulk Hogan. I mean,
yeah, he hasn't been in WWE since he went up against Randy Orton in the SummerSlam of 2006.
I was totally right.
Yes.
All right, Dean. Again, feeling the love. Let's keep this going. So Shane O'Mac fired. They hated him producing the Royal Rumble, totally botched it. And now he's like taking selfies like, I can call my own match. I'm going to headline. Like, really? He's going to headline WrestleMania? Is he going to be like I'm going to save WrestleMania because I'm going to call out Hulk Hogan and we're going to have the like most are you going to we're already wondering if, Steve Austin is going to come back at his age.
Yeah.
And you think Hulk Hogan's going to come back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I know I'm like getting on a rant now. I'm like,
no, I don't think. I think it's funny because I think the last time we spoke about Hulk Hogan was when they Jimmy Fallon spoke about him on his.
Oh yeah, the like whole vaccine nonsense.
Yeah. They were like that he was going to be
the Facebook champion of the Facebook title or
yes, he was like the heavyweight Facebook champion or something like that.
Yes. All right.
And I think Manuel had a question. He said, "What about CM Punk versus MJF?"
Okay, we're shifting out of WrestleMania here because that forbidden door is not open as far as I'm aware of.
Yeah. CM Punk versus MJF. I believe they're going up against one another this week. I could be totally wrong.
Although, as I talk about the forbidden door, we're all wondering if MJF is actually going to go to WWE because they've been eyeballing him.
Really?
He's like super promo king right now, and he's all the things WWE likes. He's big, he's buff, he's mean, he can talk on the mic.
That's true. I mean, he's definitely got a mouth on him. We've heard his rants. And I think that'll be, I don't know if I see him leaving AEW, but like if they give him a contract that's like worthy, then I definitely can see him leaving.
I know. Is he kind of like a big fish in a smaller pond right now at AEW?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. He definitely stands out from the rest of them, for sure. Not just because of his Burberry scarf, but he definitely stands out more than the rest of them. And I mean, I think everyone's super excited for this weekend's dog collar match between him and MJ. I mean, him and CM Punk. That's going to be at the Revolution. I believe Revolution's here in Orlando, right?
Yeah, I know. You're going to be off in Vermont making like jam and having hot cocoa at the lodge. And I'm going to be contemplating how I'm going to make it from the Fan Fest to the Control Your Narrative show the same night. I'm like, Damn, I'm gonna have a really expensive babysitting bill.
It's gonna be like I'm trying to think. It's gonna be your mini version of going to WrestleMania.
It's just a taste.
Just a
This is
glimpse.
just the taste of the glory of the WrestleMania.
How early do you guys have to be there?
No, it's not too bad. It's like I think it starts at noon.
Oh, okay.
But then there's like the Music Fest and the Revolution pay-per-view and
that is one busy day. You better have all the snacks packed.
all the snacks. It's not even spring break, thank goodness.
Oh, that's coming up though in 2 weeks.
I know.
So
Orlando's
be
gonna be
prepared.
nuts.
Florida's gonna be
Get our
flooded.
Disney trip in before everyone else comes.
Yeah, get a Disney trip in for sure. It's so, speaking of Disney, this is a little off topic, but I realized like how close we live to Disney. I know we did, but like when I was driving on the highway last night or 2 nights ago, I saw the fireworks from the highway and I was like, oh my God, my heart like warmed. I was like, the best day ever for me. But
yes, there are fireworks at WrestleMania too, by the way.
oh, I have
If fireworks do it for you.
Yeah, I have seen those. So maybe there'll be fireworks at Revolution. Maybe.
We'll check it out. Okay. Are we missing anything?
I don't
Wrestleverse?
think so, but yeah, if
I know you
anybody
guys
thinks
wanted to talk about Shane McMahon, and I'm like, nonsense. But yes, yes, I saw that too.
Yeah, so I don't think we have anything else to talk about, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot coming up within this, especially preparing for Revolution this weekend. I know, especially for AEW, we'll definitely have a lot of news. But yeah, you guys know Lady J will be there live, so we'll have first our eyes and ears will be there at Revolution.
Oh, and we got tickets to like AEW is going to be over at the Universal Studios, so we'll be there Thursday night. Oh my goodness, retired. Come now, who freaking asked if I was retired?
Somebody did it up
Dean,
there.
this is not retirement.
This is not retirement.
This is a lot of wrestling work.
It's a lot of wrestling work.
Without
but
the belts.
hopefully you don't fall asleep like people do at WrestleMania. You told me in the bleachers because there's
that was last that was at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But they broke it up into 2 nights, so we'll see how that goes. That'll be interesting to watch too.
Yes. So that is super exciting. And if anybody is going to Revolution this weekend, let us know in the comments and you guys can go up to Lady J and say hi.
We will be running around.
Yes, they will be running around. So definitely, if you're going to be there, leave us a comment down below. But I think that's all we've got for. Oh, Dean's got a question for Lady J. Did you ever get treats for somebody on Valentine's Day? That's a random question.
Well, as I've had to start creating Valentine's Day boxes again, I'm like, well, yes, I've gotten those old school Valentine's Day hearts. I've gotten little red roses.
Yeah.
No, like Valentine. Oh, my goodness, that was only a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. I remember.
It feels like forever ago.
It does.
And it feels like WrestleMania is tomorrow, but it's like over a month away.
It is over a month away, but it's closer than we've ever been because I feel like we've talked about it for like years. Like actually years. That's hilarious. But
all righty. Well, we got to get scheming for our like WrestleCon, WrestleMania, Joey Janela, Bloodsport, freaking Lone Star showdowns. We got to make our game plan. Who's covering what, where, when, how long? What are we doing?
That'll be epic. So definitely stay tuned for that. We'll definitely plan that out this week. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, of course, let us know. But I think that's all we've got for you guys today for Kickass and Coffee. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, and share. Oh, and subscribe to us if you haven't.
And if you like what you see, find our other videos down below. We do reviews for other shows too. I like to cover New Japan. Lexi covers a lot of AEW. I think you did NXT UK as well last week.
Yeah, I've been doing NXT UK and AEW. So those are my strong suits right now.
I try and get a little AAA action here and there when I can catch it.
Yes.
Although if they're going to be moving to some more like traditional stations, it might be easier.
Yeah. And if they're going to be on the US tour next year, definitely will be easy.
Oh, shoot.
It's over. Lady J is going to be traveling all over the US.
All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Lady J.
And I'm Lexi. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.